everybody, and welcome to another video. Today we're off to the pub. Yes, not just any pub though, it's a filming location pub. So on the way to this pub I will give you little clues about what film this is, and all you have to do is just guess what film it is. Now obviously on the way we are going to come across a load of numpties which we will be highlighting on the way. So no cheating, no googling, just listen to my clues and see if you can get it. And the clues will not be easy this time because you guys are just too good at it, and I'm not even going to tell you where we're going, so that makes it even harder to do. I will just give you clues about the film. So at the moment we are in Hackbridge heading in towards Mitchum, and our first numpty is the post office van. If you got into your lane correctly, then everyone can get past you. Oh, and by the way, we drive on the left hand side of the road. Now it doesn't take us long to get our second numpty. You see the cyclist on the pavement there? Keep an eye on him. Now he does join the road. It would be nice if you actually looked though. How can you just jump into the road like that and not look? It's beyond me. Now the cyclist was doing what it was supposed to do there because that was a shared pathway that stopped. But you've got to look still. You've still got to look. Now a little bit further down the road, that to our left hand side is another shared pathway. It looks a lot better nick than the road. I don't know why he's not on that shared pathway because look at that. I mean, that is an absolute joke. You hit one of them on a bike and you bloody know about it. Yeah, so I don't know why he's not on that. It's a lot safer and it obviously looked in better nick. There's no bloody puddles on there neither, unlike the road here, because they don't do the drains nowadays, do they? The good old British workforce, eh? So we're going to be turning left here and we're going to be going straight into Mitchum. A dustman should know his route, shouldn't it? It should know its route and what lane to get into. We give him the benefit of the doubt. He might be new and it didn't affect anyone, so we're not going to have a song and dance about that one. We give him the benefit of the doubt. But we're not going to do that to the guy behind us. Now the one we're looking at behind us is the guy that's driving the Iceland vehicle. Yes, look at the speed that he goes up to me. I'm stopped at a red light. Why are you racing to get to me? I'm going to answer my own question here because I think he was blocking that lorry off in case that lorry wanted to not turn left there and get in my lane, which is straight on. I think he done that on purpose to actually block that lorry off. That's what sort of driver we are dealing with here. And can you spot what he's doing wrong? Well, he's got ear pods in and you can see that he's liking his music that he's listening to. But it's not raining, mate. You can turn your windscreen wipers off. Can you imagine the noise in that van with them windscreen wipers going back and forth with no water on that windscreen? It must be really loud. But he can't hear a thing because he's got his ear pods in. But I do feel a little bit sorry for this simpleton, so I'm going to try and help him out by saying the magic word. Abracadabra, tápate guarra. And just like that, it looks okay now, doesn't it? It looks okay to have your windscreen wipers on. But getting back to reality, it isn't raining and you are a complete dickwad. Now there's a reason why I thought that he blocked off that lorry back there. And this is why. Because two lanes here, they're both going different directions. We both turning left. Look at him block this van off behind. Look at him pull out, thinking the van might come round the outside of him. Look, and then he catches me up really quickly to just in case that van wanted to overtake him. So yeah, he blocked off that van even though the van was doing nothing wrong. It was turning right. So you get the idea of what sort of a driver he is. He's not just an idiot that don't know how to turn his windscreen wipers off. He really is a bit of a plank. So we're coming into Mitchum and that bus lane next to us disappears. It just goes and you can use the lane. I don't use the lane because that would put me in the wrong lane for what I want to do. He does use the lane and it is the correct lane for where he's going. But it was just a pointless undertake. If we go to the front camera now, look, I've still got the dustman in front of me. Yeah, and he comes up here as we're turning left. What is the point of that? Why are you making it difficult for both of us to get round the corner? But if you look at this in a second, when I show you from the side camera, because I have got my side cameras on today, gone back a little bit, the bus lane starts to finish and here he comes. Now, who in their right mind holds a steering wheel like that? Now that's his left hand going across his body and he's steering with his left thumb. While you're watching this in your armchair, whatever you're watching it on or wherever you're watching it, just do that position. your left hand going right across your body, holding the steering wheel with your left thumb. Can you imagine going down a pothole with your thumb in that position? Oh, and by the way, mate, it's still not raining. I wonder if Iceland do like a driving assessment before letting these guys out on the road, or is it just, can you drive? Yeah, there's your van. So we've gone back to the front camera now, and we're just driving around Mitchum one-way system here, and we come across another individual that's a little bit confused. The guy on the bike here. Now, he's doing nothing wrong. He goes down this little pathway bit there that he's quite entitled to do. It's, as you can see from the signs there. And as we pull round here, and we stop at the traffic lights here, we'll go to the rear camera. And you can see him over there, over to the right-hand side, coming back the other way. Now, the reason he's coming back the other way is because there's no red lights for him to ride through down there. It leads to the same places where he's going, because he comes down here after a while. He's behind the skip lorry just about there. You can just about see him there. He's still confused because there is a bike lane there that you can get into. Even though your bike is quite wide, it will go down there. So he's looking a little bit confused. Maybe his sat-nav got a little bit muddled up, or he's taken the wrong left turning. Now, I don't know what's in that box on the front, whether there's a kid in there or not, but it doesn't matter. He's just going to go straight through that red light. That's what he was missing out on. Going down that alleyway, there's no red lights down there, but there is here. Now we're looking at the van, who tends to just forget that he's in the right-hand lane and just has a little wander into mine. Not massively, but concentration again. So while we're going to be stuck in traffic here, I'm just going to be giving you a couple of clues to the filming location and the pub. The pub is just inside the congestion charge. So filming this bloody video cost me £13.50. But I'm not bitter. No, I'm not bitter at all. Anyway, the film was made in 2014. There is a London actor in this film that people from this channel say that I sound like. I don't think I do, but we were only born about 8 miles away from each other, and not a lot of people know that. You gotta love how they cross the road here. The guy was giving me such a filthy look. I have got a green light, and the woman didn't even look at all. Moving on, we're still in Mitchum though. Straight in front of us there, that big building, that is Mitchum Library. I know that because it says so above the door. Now, I could hear someone playing the guitar. There he is. He's just had a piss round the back of the library, and now he's back to do some busking at the front of the library. He actually walks into the library. I wonder if he walked into the library playing that guitar. You don't often see people walking down the road playing a guitar now, do you? Holding one, yeah, but not playing. So moving on, we are now in Balham. And you see that bike coming towards us? Well, we can see it. We can also see it's got a red light. He can't see none of that though. Red lights don't apply to cyclists, do they? So now we're back on the side camera, a little way down the road. We're probably close to Vauxhall, Nine Elms sort of area, and we are turning right here. Now, this is London, isn't it? Look at the shithole. Look at the state of the place. Anyway, we're turning right, and we're going to be looking into the cars of that traffic that's in front of us there that we can see. Obviously, we'll see it from their side windows. So he's obviously over the stop line, numpty. And all the rest of them, they're okay. Not too bad. I ain't seen anyone yet. Don't worry, I'll pause it. He's touching his phone. It's in a cradle, but you think a Royal Mail person wouldn't need his maps to know where he's going. A little bit further down the road. These are all okay. I will pause it when I see one that's not. That's how I feel when I'm driving now. Hold my head in disbelief. And we go a little bit further down the road. All okay until we get to this guy. Full out, hand on the phone. Look at the state of the van. Say no more, doesn't it? Say no more. Look at the state of the van. And all the rest were okay. So we go back to the front camera now, and right in front of us is Vauxhall, a little bit further down this road. So I'm giving you a bit more clues to actually where the pub is there by saying that. It's not quite Vauxhall, but it's close enough. Now, on the ground here, that used to be a cycle box here, but it's so worn out you can barely see it. But there is a stop line there where I'm going to stop, and there is another stop line in front of it. So you can just about make out that it's a bike box. Now, when we get past the traffic lights, there is a bus lane. So I know what this guy's going to do. This guy in the van, I know what he's going to do. I know what his intentions are. He's driven straight into the bike box. Yes, you can get away with that because it's so bloody worn out. But the reason I'm showing you this clip is because not of this clip here. It's one a little bit further down the road with the same van. It's just the driving style. He's got to be in front of me. So obviously I knew what he was going to do. I knew he had to break the speed limit to get in front of me as well. But you just knew what he was going to do. So we get back to that guy in a little while. But now we've gone back to the side camera, and I want to show you something, and I'm going to sound like I know what I'm talking about here. I want your honest opinion on these buildings here. The architect of these buildings must have been on drugs or something, because look at the state of them. None of them match. They're all awkward. They just look like shit to me anyway. I don't know what you think about this. I just think that they just look horrible. I know it's not the finished article yet, but look at them. It's all odd shapes and stupidness. None of it matches. It's all crap. I think this guy must have been really having a bad day or something when he designed this. I mean, he must have had a stickle brick collection or something and just thought, I know, we'll stick it all together and we'll come up with something like this, and then we'll make millions and put it in Vauxhall. It just looks like crap. Let us know your honest opinion in the comment section down below. Now, obviously, with this one, I think he's been influenced by stickle bricks. It just looked like stickle bricks to me. That's the stickle brick estate over there. Now, if you think that's bad, or if you think it's good, you need help. But if you think that's bad, wait until you see the bus shelter, which is coming up just in a few seconds. But I just keep looking at that building and seeing all the odd shapes sticking out of it. What is wrong with symmetrical? Nothing's wrong with symmetrical, is it? Why do you have to build a piece of shit like that? Here's the bus shelter anyway. Now, for me, this guy's been inspired by Star Trek. He's a Trekkie. I mean, it's just, what is it? Yes, it'll keep the punters dry while they're waiting for a bus. But what the fuck is that going up to the left-hand side there? It's like a ski slope. Why does it have to go up there? What is that all about? When we move forward in a minute, you'll see what I mean, because there's two ramps that go up in the air for no reason whatsoever. I don't know what it's all about. And all I can see, look, it goes into two. And all I can see when I see this is the Enterprise. The two little engine things, let's put it there. It just looks like Star Trek to me. When we go round the front of it, you'll be able to see it a little bit more. But we got the stickle brick estate followed by the Star Trek bus shelter. I mean, they must have cost an absolute fortune to make as well. The bus shelter must be, someone must know how much that cost to make a bus shelter like that. As we drive round here, just look at the scenery there. Just look at the scenery. What a pile of shit that is. That's London. I mean, that just looks bloody awful, doesn't it? You've got a stickle brick estate there and Star Trek bus shelter there. I mean, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Yes, I know the Enterprise is upside down, but I couldn't get a picture of it being the right way round at the right angle. Anyway, let's get back to this van that I was talking about. The stickle brick estate is just behind us here, and the Star Trek Enterprise bus shelter is to the right. And the building in front of us is the MI5 rather, where all our British Secret Service, how can they call it British Secret Service when we all know where the building is? Anyway, it's like James Bond going into a building, isn't it? And he's a spy. Remember James Bond in A Spy? He's also an assassin, but he's a spy and everyone knows his name. Everyone knows who he is. Yeah, some great spy he is. Anyway, we're still looking at that van right in front of us, the little one. I don't know why no one's not using the middle lane. I don't know why he's not using the middle lane, because he doesn't want lane 3. No, he wants lane 1, but he's out there. I want lane 1 as well. So I'm going to move across behind this van, and there's another van behind me. I'm going to get in the middle of both of them, and he is behind me now. I have to move over because this lane goes to be a right turn only lane. So I've got to move over, and we'll go to the rear camera and we'll just see how he does it, shall we? So we've gone back quite a bit as we've come round the bend there. So he's already indicating out, and he gets quite close to me. He wants me to go faster, but that's not going to happen. It's 20 mph speed limit, and you know, I do like to stick quite close to it. And yeah, you can see him waving his hands out a little bit there in frustration. Now I'm going to move over, remember. Now he should be moving behind this Mercedes, not in front of it. But no, he has to go a little bit further because we know his driving style. We've seen it already. He's going to overtake me, and he's even going to try and look to see if he can overtake the other van. He can't because there isn't enough room. So you see what I mean? I saw his driving style way back then. I knew what he was going to do here as well because I saw his driving style. So we're almost at the pub now. So the pub is in, I can say it now, we're going to be driving into Kennington. The name of the pub is called the Black Prince, which is on Black Prince Road. Now the guy that was born about 8 miles away from where I was born, people say that I sound like, and I do not sound like him, I don't think so anyway, is Michael Caine. He was in it. He didn't have a very big part in it, but he was in it. The baddie in the film was Samuel L. Jackson. Luke Skywalker was in the film, obviously not as Luke Skywalker, and he had his head blown off. And well, in actual fact, I think this film had more heads blown off than I've ever seen in my entire life. Now if you've seen this film, you will know by now what film it is. Some of the characters' names in it: Eggsy, Merlin, Lancelot, Galahad. Now I'm not in the congestion zone at the moment until I take this left here, and then I'm bang straight into it. And look how far down the road I've got to go before I turn left to show you the pub. And this little bit of journey here cost me £13.50 because I've entered the congestion zone. Now electric cars get a little bit off. If I did this in a normal car, it would be 18 quid, but because I do it in an electric car, it's £13.50. And here is the pub on the right hand side. Now I can't show you the whole clip of the film or all that from that pub because I will be copyrighted. And what I mean by that, you won't get a copyright strike. They take all the money that this earns, and whoever owns the copyright to this film take the lot. It ain't even a percentage. They take everything. So I can't use it. I can use a little clip.
Are we going to stand around here all day, or are we going to fight?
Yes, I can't show you any more than that, I'm afraid, because of copyright. And nobody knows for sure how long you can actually play a clip for from a film. It's really odd, this fair usage that you can get. You don't really know until you put it to YouTube, and then they say yay or nay, it's okay. But then if it's not, you have to go back into it and then change it all and everything else. Otherwise, you don't get any money from it. Anyway, the film was Kingsman. Now, my next video will be me driving home from this pub. So I go through some lovely areas, places like Brixton, Croydon, Streatham. Yeah, some really nice places where you could go out for a nice cup of tea or something. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.